I don't just talk about other people's stuff, I also make my own. Books in particular. To date, I have 4 books you can check out on Amazon. Operation Red Dragon: The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, Occult Mafia, Emerald of Maddox City, and the short story collection Assorted Absurdities, Tales of Kaiju Punk and Other Genres. Hop on down to the description for Amazon links to all 4 books. Enjoy whichever ones you read, and enjoy the video.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Omni viewer, and it just keeps happening, doesn't it? A small victory regarding Roald Dahl doesn't seem to have accomplished much at all in regards to stopping the alteration of books. It's still happening with Ian Fleming's books, and now apparently it's happening with R.L. Stine's Goosebumps series. Sensitivity readers have apparently declared them to be insensitive as well, because, God forbid a horror story be disturbing. And now those are getting altered. Except it's not even posthumously altered, because R.L. Stine is still alive, and he did not sign off on this. I'm really getting sick of having to keep saying this. And you know what? This time I'm not actually going to say it. I'm going to let someone else say it. Because I just remembered that there's something in a book I own which speaks perfectly to this. The book in question is called Monsters in Print, compiled by Adam Benedict. Now, you may note I said compiled. That's because this isn't really a story, per se. It's really more of a compilation of newspaper articles from when? The 1830s all the way through to when? The 1940s. Basically all about newspaper articles reporting on encounters with monsters, presented without commentary. So, it's up to you to decide whether or not you believe anything in here. I've got a pretty discerning eye. I can tell that some of it probably isn't, but I think there are some things in here that are worth investigating. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point is, it's a book comprised of newspaper articles, all of which are public domain, so he could technically do anything he wanted to them and not have any problem with it, hence why he was able to compile them all into this book and publish it. However, there's something in the preface to this book, that written by Benedict himself, that I think is very relevant to the topic at hand of altering or just outright censoring works. And I'm not going to read you the whole preface, but I am going to read you the relevant parts, so please listen carefully. Quote, "While working on this project, I gave myself 2 personal main goals. These acted as a sort of unofficial guideline that helped the overall project continue forward. One of the main goals was to present all found articles in their pure form. This means unedited and unfiltered. To meet this goal, it meant that all spelling, grammatical, and formatting errors had to be knowingly left within the stories and kept true to their original printing. This was done specifically to present these articles to you, the reader, as they would have been presented and seen on their original publishing date. While some may question this choice, I personally feel it preserves the history and time period in which the story falls within. As you progress through each year of stories, you begin to see the writing styles change. The odd-looking spellings begin to evolve into what we are more used to seeing today, and specific word choices no longer get used to describe specific people, locations, or cultures. Now, that last sentence above may come across as a bit of a shock to some readers. Yes, there are certain words or phrases within some of these stories that some may personally find disrespectful and or not politically correct by today's standards. Again, these were left in by choice in order to present the stories in their pure, unedited form, but I must say this was not an easy choice to make. There are a few instances where the decision to edit a story was highly considered, but that decision was ultimately scrapped after realizing once you edit a piece of history to fit modern social guidelines, then the ability to truly learn from that history becomes non-existent. While I do not condone some of the disrespectful terms and word choices used by a few of the original authors within this book, I also do not condemn them for being products of their times. Remember, some are from nearly 200 years ago, While they and most of the country at the time didn't know any better, we as a society today currently do. Remember, we can only continue to get better if we actively recognize the issues from our history, but instead of altering them to better suit us now, we learn from them to better influence the future moving forward." That is about as bluntly as anyone can put it. Now, if After hearing that, you still think that altering these books to better suit our modern sensibilities is a good idea? Then God help you, because I sure can't.
Congratulations, you reached the end. If you enjoyed this video, you might want to consider supporting us on Patreon. Of course, the other way to support us is to go to Amazon and check out our books: Operation Red Dragon, The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, The Occult Mafia, Emerald of Maddox City, and Assorted Absurdities, Tales of Kaiju Punk and Other Genres. Also check the description for links to DeviantArt and other platforms we operate. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.